And then there's you. There's always you. There's always you. Because we are a direct path to you. And we're not your path. You are your own path to you. We're just reminding you that you need no intermediary in order for you to embrace your sole faculty of knowing that your life is indeed the life of God Almighty, God all beauty, God all joy. And this space is created that we may come into resonance with the very truth of our being and allowing all of the debris, the mental and emotional debris that would hinder us from seeing ourselves, our real selves, our original self, the original face. Anything that would hinder that, we begin to see that it's powerless in face of the activated divinity that comes from spiritual practice, that comes from soulful, sincere, affirmative prayer, meditation, visioning, hanging with high-minded people, and studying and taking classes and all that which is necessary to break free from the undertow of the belief of separation, the belief of scarcity, lack, limitation, not enoughness, and that which would separate us as beings of light on this planet. Our particular theme this month is originality. Originality is a must. Originality is your causality. And this brings us to an awareness that you are an original being. You are a one-of-a-kind being shot straight from the heart-mind of the infinite. There never was and there'll never, ever be another you, for the Spirit of the living God, one, doesn't do do-overs, got you right the first time, and the Spirit of the living God does not do repeats. And so you are the only you that will ever exist, so that the mandate and what is mandatory, the mandatory calling upon your soul is that you become fully you. As you've heard me say over the years, is that if you don't be you, you won't be done. And so there's a calling, a mandatory calling upon your soul for you to be you and to catch that you are an original, therefore sidestepping any belief, conscious or unconscious, that heredity, that circumstances, that opinions of you is your causality? Absolutely not. You are to step into an awareness with a strong spiritual practice, so not only you begin to discover that you are an original, but that you are available to original thought. Now, we're called New Thought, Ageless Wisdom, but we should have one every now and then. We should have a new thought every now and then, you see. And so that means that you're available to the original thought emanating from the heart mind of the infinite, which is called inspiration. It's called wisdom. It's called intelligence. It's called guidance, moving through you in a language and in a way that you can understand, and not living from the drone of news media feeds, not living from status quo thinking, which leads to herd thinking. It's real thinking that emanates as inspiration that flows through you. And so when you begin to consider and pray from the awareness that you are an original spiritual idea that has never happened before and will never happen again and is ceaseless, it is forever, it is eternal, you're able to catch the frequencies of the Most High, and you're able to think for real. Now, in coming into this particular dynamic, you will be in a soulful minority, because most of the people on the planet are caught in herd thinking. They're caught in status quo perception. They're caught in a block of thought form that allows them to navigate through time and space and feel like they belong to something. You're coming into an awareness that what you want to belong to, you already belong to, which is the power and the presence and the love of God. And you already are aware that it's better to be alone than to be with bad company on a regular basis. And when you begin to understand that you are an original, again, this comes from your spiritual practice, you break free, you are creating for yourself a strong way of living that allows you to endure the vicissitudes of the human experience, the highs, the lows, the seeming losses, that which occurs in the human domain. You're able to develop a level of endurance, and today we pull from Ecclesiastes 9:11, interestingly enough, that says in substance that the race is not given to he or she who is swiftest or fleetest of foot or the strongest in the battle, but he or she who endures to the end, who endures to the end. We also hear Jesus the Christ from Matthew 28:30 that deals with the truth, saying in substance, after he had given some instruction to the disciples and said, hey, follow this. This would be good for you guys. Follow this. There's some women in there too, but it's never written in that way. Anyway, that's an aside. Cover that another time. But he said in substance that I will be with you always, even unto the end of the world. So at the beginning of this endurance topic, we are aware, one, the race is given to he or she who endureth to the end. And two, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Both of these mean to me, when we're enduring to the end, enduring to the end of the world, we're enduring to the end of a paradigm. We're enduring to the end of a perception. We're enduring to the end of a world of view. And we're saying in substance that our spiritual work is about coming to an awareness that we are seeking to expand our world of view, and there's always an ending to a previously held world of view. Oftentimes it seems like the end of the world. It seems like a chaos is happening. It seems like everything is lost, but there is a world that is ending, or a perception of a world that is ending, and an embracing of a larger world. You use that particular chicken as an example. When it can't be in that egg any longer, that's the end of that chicken's world. It comes out of that egg and discovers, oh my God, if Colonel Sanders isn't around, this is a hell of a good day. It gets to expand and run and peck and all of that kind of life. But in the same way, we are inviting ourselves to be aware that the work that we're really doing is not merely to change the external world. The work that we are doing is to allow ourselves to see the world as it really is. And the presence of God, that Christ's presence within us, is with us always, even unto the end of cycles, even unto the end of the world, even unto the end of our limited perception, so that our energy isn't used in seeking to eke out, navigate, dominate, manipulate, and control in a small world, but to say in substance, I am not here to save my life. I am not here to save this little world. I am here to serve the emerging paradigm. I am here to serve that which is trying to come forward according to my perception, according to my point of view, according to the insights that I am gleaning moment by moment by moment. This is the movement that we must make. So one, if we're going to have a muscle of endurance, we are saying in substance that I am working to break free from my limited world, understanding that humanity suffers from the inability to see reality. That's why humanity suffers. It's blind to that which is real. Humanity, unchecked humanity, unhealed humanity, immature humanity, humanity does not have that much spiritual focus, does not ever see reality. Humanity only sees its thoughts about reality and then experiences its thoughts about reality and then tries to change the external reality without changing its thought or perception. It will never happen, you see? And so in order to have a level of endurance, you have to develop a mindset, a heart set, that you're really waking up every single day and saying in substance, open mine eyes that I may see a glorious reality. Open my eyes that I may see that which is real. I must develop this as an internal affirmation and a declaration. So my movement in thought and in action is not merely to manipulate the world that I see, but to see the world that I can't see with my eyes, and to hear the voice of God that I can't hear with my ears. As an original, you are prone to hear the original thought of the infinite, the voice of God, which is called inspiration. That's what that is called. Inspiration in a language and in a way that you can understand. Right here in this moment, say, if you're by yourself, say out loud, I'm available to more good than I've ever imagined. Now, listen to yourself say it. Don't say it out loud. Just listen to yourself saying, I'm available to more good than I've ever imagined. And notice when you said it, you heard it, but you didn't hear it with your ears because you didn't say it verbally. You heard it with awareness, you see. And so what you're seeking to do is to begin to hear with awareness and see with awareness, which allows you to see the invisible and to hear the inaudible, so that you will be a part of the great spiritual fellowship that will do the impossible. So when you hear Jesus the Christ saying in substance that greater things than these shall ye do, he was saying in substance that you will be the ones that will hear without ears and to see without eyes that which is being broadcast eternally and forever, but only a few choose to hear it or see it, because they are simply navigating only with eyes and ears and moving through time and space, forgetting that time and space is merely a tapestry and a canvas upon which you are to paint with the colors of your soul. They think it's real, but it's a canvas that allows you to paint the eternal on it. So you are to step into the awareness of 1, open my eyes that I may see. 2, you are to be in partnership with the divine, co-creating a way of living, not just affirming what you think you want in any given moment, and there is nothing wrong with that. But you are primarily here to develop a way of living that becomes so integrated that insights and revelations that are occurring all the time, you're able to hold the frequency of that without them fading into memory, or without you catching them, because you are a sieve, allowing the energy to just pour through you without your ability to hold it. What am I saying there? I'm saying that there's a cosmic broadcast happening all the time, that the Word of God is perennial. The let there be life and love and joy and wisdom and harmony is forever. It's always happening, but you have to be a vibrational match to be able to hold it and keep it, and stabilize yourself in it and live from that dynamic. So you're co-creating with the presence of God a way of living that allows you to catch it. Many people catch revelation and insight. It's happening all the time, but because they're either not interested in it, because they're only dealing with what they can see and hear, they're not interested in it, or they're not strong enough to hold it, so it just passes through. Oh, 3 years ago, I had this great thought. I felt so good for a whole day, but then it was gone because the lifestyle wasn't developed. I don't want to say lifestyle because that means temporary. A way of life was not developed to hold the frequency, to hold the revelation, to hold the insight. So 1, you are walking to shatter your present world of view. Let me see. Open mine eyes that I may see the glorious possibility that's all around me, that's in me, that's through me. And 2, let me co-create with the Spirit of the living God a way of life that allows me to hold the insights and revelations and the wisdom and the intelligence that's flowing all of the time. You are aware that God is omnipresent. You are aware that God is omnipotent. You are aware that God is omniscient. You are aware that God is omniactive. Therefore, it's always happening. So your way of life, you're catching it. You're catching it. You're catching it. And then, like a thief in the night, there's an expansion of awareness. When did it happen? Well, it never was not there. You just couldn't see it. All of you have had moments of prayer where you have sat with somebody, you've prayed with somebody, and an occurrence has happened, and you've said something like, wow, that opportunity has been there all the time. I just didn't notice it before. This gift was in me all the time, but I didn't activate it. It was all the gifts, all that you would want and hope for and desire is already here. It's already within you. But do you have spiritual astigmatism and you can't see it? You see? And so you carry into the third point, you begin to develop You begin to unlearn the habit of complaining, which is normalized in human condition. Part of the human condition is complaining about something. You got to find something to complain about, or you're not normal. You can't hang out with people because then you won't be a part of the pity party. You won't be invited anymore to go into the pity party of complaining. And so you undevelop the habit of complaining, because complaining on a regular basis is a public declaration of your inability to see the Christ, the public declaration of your inability to see possibilities, your public boasting of your inability to see solutions and answers and insights and revelation. You're just bragging, I'm blind, I can't see. You see? And so at a certain point, you unlearn that particular frequency of complaint so that your perceptual windows become clean and clear, and you begin to be absolutely available to the Spirit of God. Original? And then you discover that your endurance muscles are becoming stronger because you are not fighting the world. You're not carrying the world with you. You're not living from there. You're living from moment by moment insight, and then you realize that you've been spiritually deputized to be an ambassador of the invisible and the inaudible. You've been deputized by your own soul to step into the world, but to be of the unseen and to be of the invisible, to enter into the closet of your own soul and to have a tryst with the Spirit on such a regular basis that becomes more real to you. And then when the end of the world happens, because it will happen, I was speaking to someone yesterday who had gone through a major shift in his life, and he was explaining to us that as he had stepped into this new shift, there were some wonderful things that have occurred in his life, and it left him bereft of who he used to be and how he used to walk in the world. And he's getting used to this new aspect of himself. He was sharing the story of him going to this hotel with his wife and checking in, and in his openness, something within him, it kind of moved through him and said, tell the person that's registering you happy birthday. And he just thought that was a bit odd, so he just said it. He said, happy birthday. And the lady started crying, and she went on to say that her mother had just died, and her mother was always the first one calling her to wish her happy birthday. And his wife is looking at him and said, how did you know it was her birthday? And, he didn't know why he knew, but he flew with the Spirit, and he said he was getting used to this. He's getting used to this expanded awareness of himself, does not know who he is right now because that old world is dead. But the Christ is saying, I'll be with you always, even unto the end of the world, you see, unto your end of your paradigm, unto your end of your point of view. So we are not here as individuals who are making ourselves available to the Spirit to merely change the world. We are here merely, and we're definitely not here to save the world. We are here to serve an emerging paradigm. We're here to serve the emergence of the next stage of our own evolution. So if you can carry, I am waking up every single day to allow the old to die, the old world to die. I'm waking up every single day to partner with the presence of God to create a way of living. I am here every single day to let go of complaining, and then the big boo is comparison. That's a big one there. You're one of a kind. You can't compare yourself to anyone because there's no one like you. If we let go of, eliminate complaining and comparison, then world without end. World without ends, world with new worlds born, world without end. It becomes a continual cycle of breaking through into new worlds until we're able to see more clearly. This is necessary. Once again, hear yourself say this right now. All of my needs are met all the time. We have 4 people in the sanctuary. Your staff, don't rush down here. We have it opened. But they're loud people. Listen, think it to yourself, all of my needs are met all the time. Now listen to yourself. Listen to it being said. You are hearing with consciousness that which is not spoken by words. Now, again, close your eyes, say that to yourself. But this time, see, not just an image, but let something emerge where you're seeing your luminous self and all needs are met. Your stature is strong. Your vibration is beautiful. There's beauty radiating from you. See it. And notice you're not seeing with your eyes. That there's something in your awareness. You're seeing, beginning to get a glimpse of yourself. And you're hearing, all of my needs are met all of the time. Seeing the invisible, hearing the inaudible. When you become initiated, and you are initiates, as you become initiated into the higher frequency, this world, this realm, becomes more real than the chairs you're sitting on. You don't deny what your eyes are telling you, but you also know that they are oftentimes lying, because what they're showing you is the artifact of human thinking, the condensation of previously held points of view that have condensed themselves into human experience, which is a lie of death and destruction and lack and limitation and scarcity. You can see the lie in visible form as it's condensed itself, but you're now seeing with consciousness the world that God sees, and your energy calls it forward everywhere that you go. You become a dynamic, living prayer, even if you don't say anything. That little glint in your eye, that little smile saying, I've got a secret. You walk and it talks for you. You understand what Ralph Waldo Emerson meant when he said, I can't hear a word you're saying, that who you are thunders so loud, I can't hear a word you're saying. That oftentimes people are talking, but who they really are is thundering, and that happens on both poles, where an individual is trying to say something beautiful, but inside there's ugliness. Or if an individual is pure silent, what's radiating from their being is their soulful connection with the Spirit of the living God. Who you are is thundering so loud, I can't hear a word you're saying. You become an ambassador for the unseen. Now, this is what the spiritual walk is all about. Spiritual. It's not, we've rolled up the scrolls of superstitious religiosity that says that this world is a vale of tears, and if you're good and follow the rules, you'll die and go to heaven. That's old. It's gone. It's gone. There's remnants of it that still run around because superstition stays alive for a while. We understand. Heaven is at hand. That's what the teacher said. Now, we're to come into it and bring it to earth. And then we take it with us everywhere we go, with or without a body. So we're not dying and going to heaven. The world is ending. The paradigm is ending. The perception of separation is ending. The sense of scarcity is ending. The end. We're enduring to the end. We see, we hear, oh my God. Whew. God is, life is, beauty is, abundance is. It's already here. Let me see my glorious reality. All of my needs are met. Let me see the glorious reality. Everything is working together for my good. Let me see the glorious reality. Life is for me. Nothing is against me. Let me see the glorious reality. If God is for me, nothing can be against me. Let me see the glorious reality. The ground on which I'm standing is holy. Let me see the glorious reality. I take abundance from abundance. Abundance still remains. Let me see the glorious reality. The cattle on 1,000 hills belongs to me. Abundance is everywhere. Let me see the glorious And your peace comes with ever unfolding consciousness. The issues of which you don't have enough tissues is a precursor to your expansion. You can't solve any problem because they don't exist in the mind of God. Problems are dissolved at a higher state of awareness. So your whole movement is, I'm building a way of life that I may continue to expand my awareness of that which is real and become a living ambassador of the absolute. And when I fall, I get back up. I don't go into blame or shame or guilt. When I fall, I get back up. Now you understand what it means to come out from among them. Come out from the lies of scarcity and lack of limitation. Come out. There are people who are so caught up in that lie that they're trying to manipulate in time and space. They keep populations under control, and rather than open themselves up to the quantum field and see the infinite possibility of all needs met for everyone. And that which will come about in a bit will look miraculous in terms of the next stage of human evolution. And you're a part of that now. You're a part of that field. So hear it from the top. Originality is a must for your causality. Heredity, circumstances, and opinions, even your own opinion of yourself, is not to be your causality. Your originality is your causality. And through spiritual practice, you get original thought, which is called inspiration, that you hear and see with consciousness. It becomes the bone of your bone and the flesh of your flesh. And you're not thinking from the status quo or the drone of mentation and repetition from the news feed. You're thinking directly from the heart mind of the infinite. Then you're developing strong muscles of endurance because you're saying, one, I am available to see reality. I am living to shatter the world that I'm presently in, to go to the next expansion of my perception, to see the new world that's emerging. Two, I'm co-creating with the divine to develop a way of living that allows me to catch the insights that are perennial so that I'm able to embody them. Let me just break this down for a second. You have subtle bodies. You have an infinite amount of bodies that are beyond your physical body. You're allowing, when you develop a way of living, of spiritual practice, they become strong enough to hold more of the cosmic energy, similar to a cord or an electrical appliance that can only hold a certain amount of wattage. Well, until there's a level of coherence around intentionality and spiritual practice, you can only hold a certain level of the intensity of the cosmic order. But with developing a spiritual practice, you're able to hold more of it. Insights happen. Whoa! I'm a little confused right now, but I'm acclimating to a higher frequency. And then 3, eliminate complaining. Eliminate comparison as a habit. When you fall into it, forgive yourself and keep on going. So that you're not clouding your awareness from possibility, solutions, answers, Christ consciousness, beauty that I'm telling you is everywhere. This is why he said, if I do not find one worthy, I will command the rocks to shout out my name. I'll command the rocks to shout out the nature of the Christ, the reality that's everywhere. The trees will do it. The flowers will sing about it. The ground will move with it. But I'm saying today, you're worthy. You're available. The rocks can do it, but so can you. The trees can do it, but so can you. The rivers can do it, but so can you. You are the image and the likeness of the presence of God, and you have a mandatory calling upon your soul to be the full you. And that will carry prosperity, peace of mind, safety, and well-being, joy that most people can't even get to because they're still hypnotized into thinking that the world can give them happiness and joy, that the world of effects that can give them peace and safety, that the world can give them something they don't already have. Not you. You brought it with you. Set it free. You are an original. Act like it. Straighten up your back. Get some good spiritual posture. Put a smile on your face. People will think you're crazy, but that's okay. Because sanity and enlightenment mean the same thing. And enlightened people have been misunderstood throughout history. I gotta stop. I feel like I'm just getting started, but I better. Let me just say this. I mean, can you imagine Jesus the Christ at a time during the Roman Empire talking all this stuff? Well, that's why they had to take him out, He came back. He was cool. But listen. Enlightened people are sometimes seemed nuts because they're not within the status quo of thinkingness. I want you to come out. Have practice so you can see what I've seen. I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. It's not just a belief system. We really are surrounded, enveloped, cradled by a presence. It's closer to us than we are to ourselves. I will be with you always, even unto the end of your present paradigm. The race is not given to the swiftest, fleetest of foot or the strongest, but to the ones who endureth to the end of the paradigm and see the new world that is emerging. It's here already. Let there be life and light. Therefore, as I like to say, this is not a religious quest. It's a quest for liberation, freedom from limitation and superstition. Woo! Close your eyes for a moment. I want you to just feel this. Feel this. Feel into this. All of my needs are met. Feel into that. Hear yourself say that. All of my needs are met all the time. Come with me right into this space. Don't ask how this is to be done. It's not your job. All of my needs are met all the time. Not from humans, not from other people, though they may be the channel of good, but all my needs are met all the time. Feel into that. Everything is working together for my good all the time. Feel into that. I only lean on the infinite. Therefore, I have no frustration because I expect nothing from the world or from people. All of my needs are met all the time. Feel it. As we are infusing this absolute truth into our own subjective, and as a community rising up and embracing the entire planet, we're infusing into the psyche, into the noosphere, all needs met all the time. All things working together for our good. For all things work together for good. For they who love the Lord, or they who love God and live according, and who are called to God's purpose, and all are called to God's purpose to reflect and to reveal the cosmos in a way that has never happened before. The whole world is blessed. Calls for celebration. Calls for us to localize the cosmic celebration. Gratitude and thanksgiving. Praise. The Spirit takes over our life. And Nataraj, God is dancer, takes over. God is singer, has been here. God is dancer. I want you to put your eyes on the screen and watch God as dancer, as these beings dance with Agape, dance with the Rev, Raphael, Kalin, and friend. It's a short video. They'll probably play it twice. Watch it. Oh, hot tub.
Mr. Barry, he's on the bank. Just wrong. Heard it.
Kalin! That was great. They're watching Agape in the hot tub. Come on. They're watching Agape in the hot tub? Somebody, what did you say? That's the only way to watch it? Who's back there saying that? Are you guys back here talking? You're supposed to be singing. Amen. Kalin, and whatever your friend's name is, thank you for sending us that. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. But listen, when your eyes are open, I'm talking about you have the first eye, which is between your eyebrows. You have the two eyes, which are your second eyes, because you're a human being. Secondly, when you're able to see, then you're able to see a lovely day, even before it happens, even before anything good takes place. You're able to see that we're living in a lovely, eternal day. The supernal presence and power and love of God is flowing through us. But we have to absolutely have enough inner authority to allow that to happen, not caught up in the snip of debris of limited perception. Don't do it to yourself. It's a lovely day. Come on. Come on.
In the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eye, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. When I look at you, and the world's all right with me, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
Come on, Grace! Grace! Grace!
Lovely day, 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 lovely day. When the daily life ahead of me seems impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Hey, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be
with a smile. Keep it for a while. Feel the loveliness within your own soul. Feel you're magnificent. You're one of a kind, brilliant. Feel the luminosity moving through your veins. God is your life, your breath, your very being. God, God, God has your life. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Come on, catch the feeling. Catch the feeling. It's lovely. It's lovely. We bring our attention inward. And as we have moved the body temple now, the sacred stillness and silence becomes easier to move into. We close the outer eye and we begin to see like we have never seen before. We begin to hear like we have never heard before. Let there be light. Let there be life. Let there be intelligence and beauty and love and abundance. Let there be. And it is. It's here. We enter into a great arising in gratitude and thanksgiving. A great thanksgiving takes over our life. We're so appreciative. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And in this consciousness of thanksgiving and gratitude, the recognition factor is so high that we cannot help but to see with our inner eye the insight that the presence is everywhere. Oh, let us see. And in this moment of recognition, there comes a felt sense on the soul level of our unity with the all. We're one with God. And from this consciousness of oneness, the word is spoken. For each and every individual tuning in at this precise moment, or any moment in the tense that we would call the future, for God is still God. That harmonizing right action takes place. Divine health and harmony, healing and rejuvenation and regeneration is the order of the day. That harmonizing prosperity and abundance reign supreme in our life. And that we are equipped vibrationally to hold more of the cosmic energy than ever before. Our inner vibrational coils are stronger. We can hold more of this energy. And our way of life that we are building is allowing us to hear, oh, I'm with you. I'm with you always. Even unto the end of your little world, your little perception, a little point of view, I'm there. When you're coming out of your little egg of what you think is real, I'm there. And all is well. All is well. Feel into that. Here. Here. You're simply weeding the garden of your own mind and allowing the full flowering of spirit to reveal itself as peace of mind and a deep sense of well-being. Come on upstairs. Come into the upper room. Come on in it. Come. Feel it.
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I she speaks, and the sound of her voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that she gave to me within my heart is a ring. And she walks with me, and she talks with me, and she tells me I am her own. And the joy that we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Let us walk with God, and let us talk with God. Let us know deep in our hearts we are God's own. And the joy that we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Feel into that and continue with the outer two eyes being closed, the inner eye being opened. And feel ourselves right now virtually holding hands with each other all around the globe. The entire planet is in our atmosphere. All sentient beings are being blessed. Four-legged, definitely. Winged, that's what crawls. All, that's what flies. All blessed. The rainforest, the oceans, the rivers, the mountains. The planet itself pulsing with the love that's being emanating right now. All beings.